buying Jack Link's jerky and a carton of Marlboro Reds. All right, what's going on, everybody? This is episode 4 of the Folks Like Us podcast. Today, we have my friend Justin Addis. He's from Carolina. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure which one. I think South Carolina. But yeah, man, Justin's been a real good friend of mine, and I'm going to talk with him a little bit this evening about his journey, kind of how we met, what he does in Nashville, and just kind of the music scene in general, and then whatever else we get into. So, y'all say hi to Justin Addis.
Yeah, what up, dog?
What's up, buddy? Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. We're gonna be drinking beer on this episode. Hope that's okay with everybody. And also, there might be a cuss word or two, so just be prepared for that. So, Justin, let's see, man. You're from South Carolina, is that correct?
Yes, sir. South Kakalaki.
Okay, all right. I just remembered the logo on your guitar is South Carolina, so that's finally what tipped me off. What town in South Carolina are you from?
From Anderson, South Carolina. It's kind of in between Clemson and Greenville, South Carolina, on the upstate side.
Okay.
So, not really a town that people know about, but we also claim to be like the first city in the South with electricity. So,
okay.
I don't know how. I just know that that's like on the sign when I'm leaving. So, first city in the South with electricity.
Well, that's shocking, but I love it. I love that. Okay. So, how many people were in this town?
When I left, there were 3, and now there's 2. But yeah, there's nice.
I was like,
nice. I mean, it's a decent sized town. Nothing too crazy. The most famous person to ever come out of there besides me is Radio. If you ever did you ever see that movie?
oh, I thought you meant the media outlet. I was like, buddy, electricity, radio. What's next?
Yeah, we
internet.
Also, yeah. That we had a part in that too. Radio. The movie about the guy that was handicapped and became a football coach. Yeah, I went to high school with him.
Okay, so you went to high school with Cuba Gooding Jr.
Nah, not him. But the guy he played. Yeah,
hell yeah.
Sure. But I'm also the. Never mind.
Oh man!
I was just gonna compare me and him going to the same high school together. How we rode the same bus. And
he's already turning that filter on. I can tell.
It's just early. I mean,
yeah.
We're probably only 4 minutes into the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
No, we got time.
These folks off, but
we got time. So, how long you been in Nashville at this point?
So I visited in April of 2010. In May of 2010, it flooded and everything got like super fucked.
Yep.
And then I moved here in August of 2010.
Okay.
But
after everything dried up.
After everything dried up.
Well, you've always had a dry sense of humor, so that doesn't shock me.
Shut up. But anyway, so I went to MTSU in Murfreesboro because that was like my ticket to like get up here from South Carolina because I was like 19 years old. Just did like my freshman year at a tech school and was not had like no aspirations to do anything other than play music.
Okay.
But I wanted to move to Nashville and also had to like navigate the whole everybody thinks you should go to college thing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, what I'll do is I'll get into this college, move up there, and then drop out, and then I'll just do Nashville. But then when I got up here and got into it, I enjoyed the school, and despite my best efforts to drop out, I graduated. And so, from 2010 to 2013, I spent the majority of my time partying, sometimes in Nashville, most of the time, just in Murfreesboro. And then from like 2013 on, that's when I've been quote unquote in Nashville, grinding it out, writing, meeting people, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So did you go to MTSU, which is in Murfreesboro, Tennessee? Did you go to MTSU for music, or was it just kind of a general?
So they have what's called the recording industry management program that covers audio, business, and songwriting. And like in the state of South Carolina, there's nothing that like, you know, compares to that. And so you get in-state tuition if you come from another state to go here, if your state doesn't offer anything, you know, to compare to that. So I got in-state tuition to go here and do music business and minor in like songwriting.
Okay. So did you actually like have songwriting classes?
Yeah.
Really?
As I guess as structured as you can make songwriting. They teach you, you know, the basics. You know, you know, have, you know, structure, verse, chorus. You know, verse, chorus. There's tons of different structures. I didn't really pay attention too much. You know, I'm much more of a natural songwriter than a taught songwriter. But yeah, did songwriting classes, a couple of recording classes, mainly music business was my focus, which at the time I was like, this is, you know, basically just filling my time. I didn't think I was really learning anything, but now 10 years later, you know, I have conversations with people and I say shit and I'm like, I don't know how I know that, but trust me, like it's in a book somewhere. Yeah.
So you think that some of the stuff that you learned 10 years ago is relevant, music business wise?
Yeah, it's definitely relevant. You know, obviously, the stuff that I learned was like the breakdown of music business marketing, and so like how a record label markets an album, and so that has, you know, helped me in business because I you know, in my business I work with a lot of songwriters, and so they'll, you know, tell me that they're, you know, getting ready to do a release, and then I just start spouting off like, hey, here's exactly how these record labels release their stuff, so here's a couple ideas. It's never been something that I've monetarily, you know, made money from per se, but it's there's been a lot of things that I've just not in this, that I consider myself a mentor, but been able to like give advice to people based on what the major labels would do. Here's how, you know, maybe you should approach it.
Okay.
That kind of stuff.
Well, man, I'm glad you said that about. I'm glad you said that because I and this is not me kissing your ass on my show here, but
no, you can kiss my ass. I appreciate it. I take as much ass kissing as I can get.
No, I feel like you're definitely a mentor for me because you always have let me play the round that you host called Midtown Hoedown. It's been at a variety of different locations. Doghouse and Live Oak are the two that come off of the top of my head. Was there one more location?
Yeah, Blue Bar too.
Blue Bar. Okay, I never did that one, but man, you know, there haven't been a ton of people who've given me a chance to play rounds in this town, and like for you, I know that you didn't really know me at all whenever we first met. It was just kind of more like a referral. You know, I was friends with Nick DeLeo, Nick Halstead, some of that group, and you're like, yeah, man, that's cool. Get up there, and ever since then, it feels like
just became one of the boys, dude.
Yeah. It feels like I became one of the group, man, and I cannot tell you how much I've grown from getting to play those rounds that you host, and it's one of those things where if you don't, you may not feel like it's making a difference, but it definitely is. So
yeah, Matt, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I was telling you before the podcast how I was just like bummed out on doing that kind of stuff sometimes. So that's cool. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, doing those shows. The whole reason I even got started like hosting songwriter rounds is because I couldn't get like anywhere. I played. I had my, you know, fair start when I came downtown. I mean, I was playing. I played Whiskey Jam when there was still like, if there wasn't a full lineup, you could like sign up and like play that night. I mean, I played Revival, you know, at the very, very beginning and different shows like that. But there just wasn't like a lot of shows.
Yeah.
There was Whiskey Jam, there was Revival, and then there was open mics.
Yeah.
And so I had like when I was like 17 and 18 playing like shows, back in South Carolina. I started hosting open mics because I had full band equipment and I wanted to like do music and not work, so I just hosted open mics and went and played other open mics, invited people to my open mics, and kind of created a network of open mics.
Yeah.
And so then 3 or 4 years later, when I got into Nashville and I realized there wasn't that many places to play, I had this, fresh music business degree, kind of more of a business mindset towards it. And then I saw like a need for songwriter rounds.
Yep.
And so I was like, I just started with Blue Bar and, started the Midtown Hoedown there. And that was there, till the doors closed. And then we moved that from there to Doghouse. And the Hoedown got so popular that I was able to start more shows and do different venues. And then it eventually progressed into like 5 days a week. I was hosting rounds at different places around town. And then, like you said, it became like you became part of the family kind of thing. It was cool.
Yeah. So, is your only event that you have hosted was the Midtown Hoedown, or did you do some of the other ones with other names?
Yeah, no, I did Midtown Hoedown, the Southerners, Gunslingers.
Okay, Gunslingers. That's what I was going to ask about. Okay.
Yeah, Gunslingers was our second biggest show. Midtown Hoedown's been the one that stayed. Finally Fridays we did.
Yep.
Which was the full band showcase every Friday night. That was really cool. We did Sunday Fun Day. We did the lunch special at the listening room. I've hosted a lot of damn shows around, but the two that really stood out were actually in the beginning. I started Midtown Hoedown and the movement was every Tuesday at the listening room. When the listening room was on 2nd Avenue, before it was at the new, and that location, man, we had some people that are like doing shit now.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to like look back and say that these cats like came to the round and like I knew them and that kind of stuff. But once the listening room moved from 2nd Avenue to 4th Avenue, they started doing less and less of like structured shows, and they wanted to be different songwriter rounds every show, except for the Monday show. So after the movement became big, or after the movement started dissipating, then I started Gunslingers, and Gunslingers became my second most popular show.
Okay.
Yeah, and you played Gunslingers several times.
That was a Doghouse, correct?
Doghouse, South, Live Oak, Frisky Frogs. We did Frisky Frogs.
I think I only played it when it was at Doghouse because I never played it South, and I don't think I ever played it when it was Frisky Frogs.
Bro, when we were at South, it was like a 6-month slice of heaven in Nashville because we had a show every Wednesday night. We had Gunslingers, and it was damn near open bar. Thank you, sir. It was damn near open bar. There was no management. The bar was kind of going under, and we were in there when the bar was going under. But man, we had a freaking party every Wednesday night. And then South closed, and then we moved it over to Doghouse, which, it was beneficial when South closed because we were throwing such a party every Wednesday night. Doghouse next door and Frisky Frogs, which became Live Oak, they were on either side of us, and they were mad as hell standing outside because they were like, "Why is nobody in our bar? Why is everybody at South?" Well, it's because we were giving away liquor.
Hell yeah!
but they didn't know. They were just like, "Why is that bar packed out? Why are we empty? We were giving away booze and liquor and having a fucking party."
Yeehaw!
But
that's a write-off. Hey, for those of you following along, it's tax season, and that's what we call a write-off. And we don't really know who ends up paying for it, but
yeah, we were writing the hell out of it, though. But But anyways, so when South closed down, Doghouse picked up Midtown Hoedown, and Frisky Frogs picked up Gunslingers.
Okay.
So we did Gunslingers at Frisky Frogs. Then Frisky Frogs got bought by Live Oak, and Live Oak kept Gunslingers and gave us a couple other shows as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And just to fill these people in real quick. So Justin, whenever he's talking about all these rounds, and I just want to explain this.
I mean, it's kind of a spider web network kind of a thing.
Well, and for people who've never been to Nashville, they're probably like, "What is a round?" So a songwriter round is it's usually 3 to 4 hours, and in each 1 hour segment, there are 3 writers. And each writer will take turns singing an original song, and that's 12 songwriters that have a chance to play their original stuff.
Yeah, it's wild how it breaks down, because the way we always did it was 3 writers play 4 songs, 4 writers play 3 songs.
Yep.
And somehow it always works out to be 45
Yeah.
minutes. And it's just like, I mean, I would book you, and I'd tell you bring 2 of your friends, and then sometimes you'd be like, hey, can I bring a 4th? Yeah, it's fine. You just play 3 songs now instead of 4.
Yeah.
And it's the same amount of time, and I don't understand how.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's just math that we're not going to question.
Yeah.
But no, what I was going to say after that was, so to somebody like me who moves to town from Pleasant Hill, Missouri, and moved to Nashville, big city, don't know anybody. For somebody like him to give me a chance to play something like this, that gives me a huge opportunity to grow, because once you play your original songs, that gives you a better opportunity to then meet other songwriters because they heard what you have done. Because it's one thing to walk up to somebody at a bar and say, hey, I'm a songwriter, man, we should work together sometimes. Well, most of the time people are going to discount you like, hey, that's what everybody says. But if they can hear you play your songs at a round like Justin has booked me at multiple times, then it gives you more of an in, and it makes life for songwriters so much easier, because we have an avenue to showcase what it is that we do. So just tip of the hat to you again for helping us out, because man, there's no way that you're ever going to know the full impact of what hosting rounds has actually done, but I can promise you that it's significant, to say the least.
Well, hell yeah, man! It's really cool. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I doing these, like, for a songwriter, like being a songwriter in the bar, like trying to write with new people. I mean, it's literally like dating, and it's like you're. Every time you walk up to somebody, you say, hey, we should write sometime. It's like you're hitting on them and saying the same pickup line to the same girl. And then, it's like you're getting hit on too. It's just like, we should write sometime is like a joke, because so many people say we should write sometime. But literally, every time you say that, it's saying like, hey, I acknowledge that I like, what you do.
Yeah.
And so, like, doing these writers rounds, it kind of takes the edge off, or it like gives you a chance to show your value, in front of people. And then it's like you were saying, like, you played the round. Now people, when you walk up to them and you say, hey, we should write sometime, they can look at you, and having seen your value, they can not just write you off immediately, or vice versa. You've seen them, and then when they walk up to you, you don't write them off.
Yes, it is. It's totally true. And that the whole value thing, that's just a simple part about life. That's just how life works. People work with you based off of how much value you bring. And if somebody hears you singing an original song of yours, and they in their mind register that, hey, that guy sings the same kind of song that I'm trying to chase, I would really like to work with him. And then, and that's how I'm thinking whenever I'm hearing other people sing. Man, it just makes things so much easier. You know what you're getting, and Also, at the end of the day, there's not very many places to play your original music outside of these events that we're talking about. So, just to be able to express yourself by playing original music, that is its own thing. That shouldn't be taken lightly either, because there's other sections of Nashville where you got to do 100% cover songs. So
yeah, and I'm not allowed down there anymore. But that's a different podcast.
Yeah.
Outlaw. Anyways, so I know you're here to interview me, but you just got done playing the Hoedown, and you did you did like an interview on TV, and you were releasing that dating song, right? The breakup song.
Mossy Oak Breakup.
Breakup, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that been going for you? You been playing out any? Been able to do some of that?
I've been playing it out some. I definitely.
I know at the Hoedown you got an encore, and you were like, I literally, like, it's his turn, like, I can't play it.
Yeah, man. Wrote that song with my friend Nick DeLeo, and I'm trying to think. Nick is one of our mutual friends who we're gonna go watch play after this, and he's playing with you tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's just back to talking about, like, it's so important what circle you kind of fall into. You guys have, everybody who is who's in your circle, my circle, we all kind of think the same way about music, and to have an idea like Mossy Oak Breakup, it's not the most commercial, song title in the world. It's kind of outside the box, kind of punny, kind of weird, but there's a handful of songwriters here in Nashville, the people I'm talking about, who are willing to write that sort of thing and be creative and step outside of the box. But yeah, I've actually had a ton of fun playing that song. That riff that Nick DeLeo came up with has been very challenging for me to learn, but very fun to play on stage.
Yeah, DeLeo's a way better guitar player than a lot of people. We were playing out in Pigeon Forges last weekend, and it's funny, like, when we're playing around, he's always like the lead guitar player and shit, but nobody plays lead for him, right? So when it came time for him to play lead, he looks at me and I just shit the bed.
Yeah. Oh, broke a string. Yeah. Guitar tech, where you at?
Yeah, dude, it was comically terrible.
Dude, I've never seen somebody with that fat of fingers been able to play guitar that good.
Yeah, I know it, dude. He is literally a caveman. I mean, we were talking about it because he's hairy. He can drink all night. I mean, I'm pretty sure once we find the missing link, it's gonna look damn near identical to DeLeo. But he's got
more hair on his knuckles than I do on my chesticles right here.
Yeah, enough about him.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, I was just trying to get on. Like, I like that Mossy Oak Breakup song. It's just cool, man. I moved here to be an artist and be a songwriter, and I kind of got into doing those writers rounds and stuff, man. And I stopped writing and stopped being an artist and just was full time doing that. And honestly, even stopped listening to songs. But thanks to a good random 2.5 year break, now I'm back listening to songs again, and now I'm back doing my artist thing again. And,
good.
And it's just like it's just cool. Like I listened to that Mossy Oak Breakup, and then you were like, it might not be the most commercial thing, but damn, it's smart.
Dude, that I was gonna ask you about this, but like those songs that are probably wouldn't ever go over in a radio setting that well, but like are super fun and smart to write.
Yeah.
Is that not appealing to you? Because like that's all I'm trying to find is like something that's unique, because everything's been written, And if I can find that one hidden thing that hasn't been written, with Mossy Oak Breakup has never been written, and to my knowledge, maybe I'm being ignorant, but like that stuff gets me more excited than like, oh, dude, this really commercial cliche song we wrote. I think that's gonna be that. I like the things that are like
different, man. My two most popular songs that I play at Writers Rounds are Liberty Overalls and Cows, and one's about fucking overalls, and the other one's a song about cows, and it's just like, if anybody ever got a hold of them, they'd be number ones just because people like them that much.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be commercial at all.
Yeah.
You can get yourself in a commercial rut trying to write the next, like, beer drinking song.
I know. Well, and this, I don't know if this is naive or what this is, but I can honestly 100% say that I don't try to think of appealing to anyone when I'm writing songs, and that's granted, I haven't made any money off of writing songs, so maybe that's something, but like, man, I have the most fun just like chasing something, I mean, my hope is that if we write songs that we want to write, that at some point they will be in the right position at the right time, and then they'll get picked up based on that, not because we were aiming at it,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you try to write a song, you'll get less of a song than if you don't. Like, and honestly, it's just write the song that's there that day. Sometimes you can sit there and just try to force something, and then you have a bad time, and you don't even want to write with the guy the next time, and it's maybe somebody that you get along with, But it's just like you had a shit time because both of y'all were trying to grind out an idea that you were, maybe just trying to choke, We
were just trying to push it so hard that you're forcing it.
Forcing it, yeah. I mean, me and Ryan Nelson wrote a song. we wrote a song 2 weeks ago, and I mean, it's a country fucking song, We sat down and he's just like, Jaddis, man, every time I hang out with you, I'm glad I'm hanging out with you because you just country, man. I'm country too. Let's just write a country song. And I was coming in there honestly with the mindset of Ryan Nelson is one of the most like poetic songwriters I know too. And I was like, man, we're gonna write something today.
Yeah.
But he just like, man, go dang on. And I was like, all right, man, we're going to write a country song. And
hell yeah.
We wrote a song about a Ford truck that doesn't have doors, And in between the first verse and the chorus, we went down to the creek behind his house and skipped rocks and smoked a cigar and went and finished it. I mean, it's just the songwriting process is not a process at all.
It's so random, and it's never the same. Like, I wish that it was like going to the gym or going to work or going to the grocery store where there's an exact routine, and if you stick to this routine, you're going to get this result.
Yep.
But it ain't like that, dude. There's days where it's not working out at all. You go outside, smoke a cigarette, pack a dip,
whatever.
You bullshit. You listen to, a comedy sketch for 10 minutes on somebody's porch. Walk back in. You finish the song. Then there's other days where the song comes right to you, like it was just meant for you. You write it down in 20 minutes. That hardly ever happens. Only a couple times every now and then. But then there's other times where you might write a verse and you go, man, I know that we worked for 4 hours and only got a verse, but there's something special about this.
Yeah.
And then magically 2 years later, the other person hits you up and says, hey, man, I think I wrote the rest of the song. It's so random, and there's like it's so random, which is crazy because each song is so personal that the way you get to the result is never the same, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because like it might even be a song that you really liked, but you just were like, well, they didn't dig it, and then they hit you up 2 years later and it's like, hey man, I think I finished it, and then you get the finished product and you're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
That's also, it's just a fun part of it. getting back to Ryan Nelson. Yeah, Ryan actually is going to be producing that song "Cows." Me and him wrote that song. Let's see, what year is it now? 22.
22.
Yeah, so we wrote that song in 2017. So we wrote that song 5 years ago.
Wow.
At a bonfire, and we joke about it because it was me, him, Jordan Fletcher, and we say half.
You say half of Joe Fortner, dude.
Joe Fortner.
I did that video for you, and I listened to you say that over and over.
And it was me, and because Joe was there, it's just like he was just like, man, y'all write the song, put my name on it, because he was like, I'm tired, I don't want to be a part of that. I love Joe. Me and him, wrote some cool stuff together. He just was he was more into the bonfire that night, and so we started it, and then me and Ryan went and wrote that song. Had the whole song, we just could not land the hook, and we went and woke up Jordan, and we were like, dog, we got, yeah, I'm gonna love you till the cows come home, yeah, but when they leave. And he looks at us, he goes, I love you when they're gone. And he just rolled back over. And then we were like, all right, thanks, man. And back.
Shit.
And then went out there, and the song was wrote, man. And it was one of those songs that we wrote it, and it sat there for, again, 5 years. And then I was just like, man, I love that fucking song. And I started playing it again, just at Writers Rounds. And people started requesting it, and now it's just become like my end song. It's just like, I kind of got to put it out, otherwise people are going to get mad at me if I don't.
And I'm going to say something, and before you react to me saying the first part of this, just work with me here. It's kind of like your wagon wheel. And what I mean by that is, it's the song that is like perfect to close the night. It's like cows are coming home. All right, everybody get out of here. But it's like your moment where, hey guys, this is the last song of the night. I'm Jaddis. I hosted the round. This is my song, Cows. It's just like the perfect closing song.
Good.
Dude.
Yeah, it's kind of a sing along.
Yeah, it's a sing along. It's memorable. Yeah, that's cool.
It's a fun song.
No doubt.
What do you got coming out next?
Man, I've been living on YouTube lately, trying to figure out how to do any of this stuff.
Like podcast stuff,
but everything. So between learning how to edit video, to match the vocals on the podcast, learning how to shoot live concert footage, just all that stuff, and then on top of that, how to promote music, whether you should do an album or a single. In my soul, I'm a big album guy. All my favorite artists, I'm always hyped when they come out with an album. So I really, really, really want to put out a full album, and I have a full album ready. But I know that it's actually smarter in this landscape to do the single thing. But I don't know, dude. What I'm saying is I don't know what's next for me, because I go back and forth every day on what I should be doing. But you know what? Maybe I should just go with my gut and just do something.
Literally go with your gut, because there is no landscape now. The internet has destroyed planning, releasing music, because you can release 12 singles and they won't do shit, or you can release an album and it catches fire. I mean, the Dangerous album, that song's like 22 songs, and it was like the most streamed, most played, most bought, and it's 22 fucking songs. But then,
you would think that after the first 3 songs, people go, let's go to the next thing, but they didn't.
Album, and they didn't. So it's literally, if it's good, it'll work, and if it don't work, doesn't mean it's not good. It's just there's too much of a supply, and not enough way to meet the demand. Yeah. There is a demand that matches the supply. Yeah. It's just trying to get your music in there.
See, for me, I'm kind of always wrestling with the fact that, And I'm not trying to say that when I say that I'm comparing myself to other people, I mean by the numbers, by like what's smart business wise. I'm trying to get better about comparing myself to other people as far as the art goes, because that can really mess you up in a lot of ways, and I've been guilty of that. But what I wrestle with a lot is, okay, I'm a person who has 4,000 something Facebook, 4,000 something Instagram, 500 on TikTok, a couple buddies on Snapchat, and when I see my friends who are putting out singles and teasing them on TikTok and they're all getting like 250,000 views, I'm like, dude, if I drop $25,000 worth of music, a full album, am I just wasting all that money that I poured out? Or like it's a big thing to me, because like I don't mind investing the money in the product, because like I want the product to be the best I can, and like my sole purpose in life, in my opinion, is to make the best music so I can leave a good legacy. But like I'm so confused on like what I should do. So if you got some advice, I'd love to hear that. Love to hear that.
Well, first of all, the internet's not real. It's
and the birds aren't either. Birds are programmed drones that the government throws up there.
I got that high one night, and I believed it for about 20 minutes. But literally a bird shit on me, and I was like, "There's not that many government drones shitting on me."
Been there.
Anyways, the internet's not real. You see your friend post that one video, and then it goes viral. It's because they posted that one video 25 times. And then they deleted the other 24.
I never even thought of that or knew that.
Yeah.
Really?
And so like if you're getting ready to make a release, I mean I've been studying like TikTok releases now, because TikTok's the new Facebook's the new Instagram and stuff like that. I mean honestly, your Facebook is more or less just like talking to your mom and dad now. The Facebook still has stuff that randomly goes viral, but I mean Facebook kind of has a negative connotation just built around it. So everything's good about TikTok. If you're wanting to release music, TikTok's the place to really focus all your energy. But it's not they just posted one video and it went viral. Sometimes they'll make like my buddy Tyler Jordan was driving to work, and he like came up with like some little like driving into work and I hate my work and I might as well learn how to twerk, you know. That shit went viral, and you know that's one video, but all of his other videos have not, you know, necessarily gone viral. When it comes to releasing music, you have to, you know, study who you're releasing your music to. So like Mossy Oak Breakup would be hunters, fishers, country boys, farmers, crazy ass women, that kind of thing. And
who are justified.
You gotta like market it to them through, you know, hashtags, who they follow, that kind of shit. But even there, so you could have the most perfectly recorded, edited, scripted, hashtagged video, post it at the perfect time of day, and
you still don't know.
And it's not guaranteed to go viral.
Yeah.
You got to post that shit 100 times, and then when that one goes viral, delete the other ones that aren't.
And
it
makes you look like you're
hot shit.
I did not know that was a thing.
100%.
Damn.
You want to know how people get followers on Instagram? You follow, then you unfollow. You know, it's
after they follow you back, you unfollow them.
Mm-hmm.
See, dude, I'm so ignorant and naive to a lot of this stuff, because I always just assume that people are like being real.
I mean, they are being.
I mean,
real.
they are, and I'm not knocking anybody who's done these tactics, but like, it's not what I thought it was.
You have so in that, like, your music is a product. It's a commodity. It is something that is an apple that you are trying to sell to somebody that's not hungry. And what you have to do is you have to make that apple look like the prettiest, crispest, you know, best groomed apple that's ever been made to get them to even want to like try it. So with your like, you know, your TikTok pages, these people are, you know, what you're looking at when you go and click on their username and you come to the landing page, you're only looking at the first 10 videos. And if those first 10 videos have 100 views, you see less value in them. But if the first 10 videos have 10,000 views, 100,000 views, you're like, oh, this person's got shit going on. Follow. So what you do is you post that same video till it gets 10,000.
And then you pin it.
Then you pin it and delete every other one. Because it's all a copy of the same video.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, that's what you know. That's how you create yourself having value.
Damn.
Yep. Smoke and mirrors. Again, stuff that I didn't think, you know, would come into play when I was, you know, doing the music business thing in college. But it taught me how to pay attention to what the labels are doing and apply it to independent. And that's you know, I've, you know, with that kind of like mindset, you know, a couple of times I've been like, oh, I should start a label, but I don't. Yeah, I should start publishing. I should start all this. Literally have no interest in doing all that. I just like talking about it. I'm like, I mean, it's just interesting to be able to like, you know, just say like, hey, have you ever actually paid attention to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, and if this is too deep and it's too on the spot, you can literally say pass, and we can even edit it out. But
yes, I did date Betty White for a little while, but it was after the
buddy,
Golden Girls.
thank you for being a friend and admitting that.
It was after the Golden Girls, and it was before the dentures.
God.
Yeah, boy.
The dentures bring adventures, though. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what that means. So, what? Let me figure out how to word this correctly. What is your overall goal or purpose you feel in the music industry? Like for me, I've been thinking about this a lot. My main goal in music and in life is to create things in music and for it to leave behind a legacy that will live longer than I live. That's kind of the answer that I've arrived at as of lately, and that could always change. But do you have anything that's kind of like on your mind, on your heart, that's kind of, you know, what you're after?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would like to do a less poetic version of what you just said and take over the fucking world.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, when I look at myself as an artist, I think I got the same blood in my veins that Ronnie Van Zant had, that Waylon Jennings had, that all these cats had, where it's just I mean, it's there. All you gotta do is just go for it.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to say like, you know, destiny or anything like that, because there's no such thing. There's only what you work for and what you get.
Yeah.
But literally, I don't think I'm anything special. I don't think I got the greatest voice. I don't think I'm the best songwriter. But I think I'm a bad motherfucker. And I think if I, you know, just stick it out, you know, I'm gonna have just as much of a chance as anybody.
Man, I'm glad you said that.
Which Hunter will tell you, it took a shot of whiskey before this podcast for me to get comfortable enough to say that. So.
No, I'm glad you said that, because like.
And I apologize for cussing on them.
No, I'm glad you said it like that, because I feel like. Let me, like I said, let me make sure I word this correctly. Don't get it wrong, twisted, anything like that. Us musicians most of us are the most humble, hardworking people you will ever meet, because we, like he said, we realize that there's always somebody who can sing better. There's always somebody who can play guitar better. There's always somebody who's a better songwriter. But at the end of the day, man, you have got to, at some point,
believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself and go, listen, I have done X, Y, and Z for everybody else, and I have taken zero time to look at myself and go, you know what, dude? I'm proud of the person that you've become. Look in the mirror. And we're some bad sons of bitches, and we're gonna do this thing because we know that we can go the long haul. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you said that because that's a big thing I struggle with, man. But at the end of the day, I know that I can. I mean, I've run 2 100-mile races, and I know that I've got it in me somewhere to keep going no matter what. And
people are gonna ask you, man. Like, especially, your family and your friends back home. They're gonna be like, so how long is this gonna last? And I'll tell them, I'm like, I ain't never leaving.
Yeah.
Like, I will be buried here unless y'all move me back there.
Hell yeah.
And there's a million metaphors, but to me, Nashville is Disneyland. And there are a couple of people that are assholes and get a fast pass. And the rest of us have to stand in line. But, damn it, when it's my turn to ride, I'm going to throw my hands in the air and I'm going to ride that son of a bitch till they kick me off.
I'm going to flip that camera off, too, whenever it comes to the snake section.
Damn right, son.
No doubt. So, when are you putting out, Cows next, you said?
Man, I got a couple songs I want to put out, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what order to put them in. So I got, like, If Heaven Was a Honky Tonk, which I had you film Honky Tonk and Cows, right? And alright, so I've got If Heaven Was a Honky Tonk, I've got Till the Cows Come Home, and then I also have this song, The Funeral, that I wrote with
I heard Baker play that a couple times at listening room,
and it's another one that's just a fun song. And honestly, I had no inkling into writing it. Mark, Eli, and Baker started writing it, and they're all single, and they were like, we need a married guy, so they called me, and then I came in and finished the song for them, and dude, it is turned into like a local favorite for sure.
Dude, that song, I'm not kidding you, man. That's one of the few songs that I hear people play at rounds where I'm like, I'm so fucking jealous I did not write that song.
Yeah, dude.
Because I've got a song that's kind of like it, but I don't. In my opinion, it's not as good. I got a song called "Me with Money," and it's about another.
That's a good song. that's one of my songs.
I mean, I think it's a good song. I think it's a really good song, but
they're completely different songs though. Because yours is like she left you for that guy that has money.
Yeah.
And you're like the guy standing in the crowd, like wishing you could object because he's nothing but me with money.
Yeah.
Mine is like I'm standing there watching you, die.
Yeah, you're like the best man. It's like, bro, I'm gonna be back here in 5 years because you're gonna get a divorce.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just watching your buddy die, and it's fun.
Yeah. No, two different. All right, guys. So I got to level with you. Batteries died on one of the cameras, and I have no idea where we were at or what we were talking about. So,
I think we were talking about the funeral.
Yeah, so, at the very least, we were discussing outside how we had these two songs that were kind of similar that we have. Jaddis is going to play, Justin Addis here is going to play his song. It's called The Funeral, and I'll explain what I think it's about real quick, and then I'll let him do the rest. But it's basically about a guy being at a funeral and seeing his best friend basically piss his life away on the wrong woman. What do you say it's about, buddy?
Well, it's not even. Well, I mean, and that's the good thing about songwriting is, it's just how do you hear it, But so the original idea for the song was, me and three of my best friends, Mark Oriot, Mark the Masturbator, Eli Locke, That's kind of fucked up just to call him Mark.
Masturbator. It's like a pun about fishing.
Yeah, he's got a viral song called the Masturbator. Anyways, Eli Locke, Baker Grissom. They started writing a song called The Funeral, and it's about like, you're either the best man or you're just like a really good friend sitting in the crowd watching your buddy get married. And it's not even that he's marrying the wrong woman. It's that like he can't hang no more, and where y'all used to party and joke back and forth like who's taking home who kind of thing like that. There's no more of that. He's just going home not getting laid. that kind of thing. So Mark and Eli and Baker started writing that song. It was Mark's idea, I think, and they were just they couldn't relate because every one of them, the party's not ended yet, and not for me. Not that the party's ended for me because I'm happily married and stuff like that. But I related a lot more to the other side where it's like being the married guy, you can't go to every party, you can't go to everything, and so when they were needing like, what does it feel like to be the married guy? I was like, I can tell you what it feels like. Feels like you fucking died.
In the most humorous way.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the bone in my arm.
Yeah.
That's a humorous.
Man.
Sorry, buddy.
I'm a dad, and that was a bad dad joke.
That was a bad dad joke?
That was a bad dad
joke. Well, that's a firefighter joke.
Yeah.
We got to know anatomy to, anyway, go ahead.
I thought you were a firefighter. I just never seen you actually in a fight with fire. I did see you punch a cigarette one time, but, that was...
Hey, listen, I didn't have a filter, and he did, and you know who got the best of who.
Heard. Hey, so what's your song that's like the funeral?
All right, so I'll play the soft version of this idea to get y'all warmed up for his rough around the edges idea. Okay. So my idea is a gal that I used to date married a guy who is just like me, except he's got a lot more money than I do.
And we are, broke ass musicians, so this guy could have like $75.
But
he's not like, go ahead and make the rounds and get as many free drinks as you can and then come holla at me, baby. Yeah.
So yeah, man, this is a song I wrote when I first moved to town. And it was just about how somebody who you knew married the girl that you loved, and the old town knows both of you, but he's a better version of you as far as monetary assets go. So this song's called Me With Money.
So you know how I do it rounds, and you know how I like sometimes sing along. Do you care if I just like sit
Don't
back?
care at all.
I do. I try to hold back, but I can't help it.
Sing along all you want.
Okay. All right.
And this is no hate to either party. This is all fun right here. Woo! I read it in the Sunday Times today. For 50 cents, I learned your daddy gave you away to a guy I've known all my life. Flashed a platinum card and made you his wife. But it's the same old wedding bells, different day, yeah. We hang at the same bar and drive the same car, but his is 5 years newer than mine. We got the same friends, but all the drinks are on him, 'cause he's got the bigger dime. And that ain't could blind a welder's eye. Girl, if it weren't so sad, it'd be funny. You said I do to that rich boy who ain't nothing but me with money, yeah.
Come on.
I heard that love, it can't be bought or sold. You said what we had was worth its weight in gold. So what's he got? that I ain't got besides a brand new 60-foot tricked out yacht. Well, he's got you and you got me 2.0. We hang at the same bar, drive the same car. Now it's 10 years newer than mine. We got the same friends, but all the drinks are on him, 'cause he's got the bigger dime. And that rank and blind, a welder's eye. Girl, if it weren't so sad, it'd be funny. You said I do to that rich boy who ain't nothing but me with money. Oh yeah!
Ain't got no money.
Ain't got a damn dime, buddy.
But a bigger dime.
You ever think about me when you turn out the lights, or whisper my name, kissing him goodnight? Yeah, all our friends said we should still be together. Hell, even your mama seemed to like me better. But you had to see if the cash was greener on the other side. We hang at the same bar and drive the same car. Now it's 12 years newer than mine. We got the same friends, but all the drinks are on him, 'cause he's got the bigger dime. That ain't blind, a welder's eye. Girl, if it weren't so sad, it'd be funny. You said I do to that rich boy who ain't nothing but me with money. Yeah, you said I do to that rich boy who ain't nothing but me with money. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. As many times as I've heard that song, I never knew that you progressed the years on the car.
You didn't?
No, dude, I've heard that song probably eight or so times, in reality. And I never saw that you progressed. Like, first it was 5 years newer, then it was 10 years, and now it's 12 years newer than yours. That's cool, man. That's like getting into the songwriting of it.
Well, and this isn't me bragging, but I wrote this with two
Leo,
two very established songwriters when I first moved to town. Will Rambo, Sheree Austin. They've really helped me with the chord progression and like the feel of the song, because it was actually supposed to be a sad, like kind of like a sad song.
Yeah, Will and Sheree, they're a tag team, boy. Will wrote
Wild One for Faith Hill.
One. Yeah, she's a wild one with an angel's face.
Yeah.
And then Sheree actually toured with Johnny Cash.
Well, and she had a George Strait cut. I can't remember what the song is, but
no, she had an early George Strait cut.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, she was on tour with Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
She's a
great singer.
Awesome singer.
Great singer.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is I sent them I just recorded the song. I didn't really ask them, which you're always supposed to ask the songwriters like permission to like make major changes. And I sent them the final product of me changing, from 5 to 10 to 12. And, they said they loved it. Luckily, so.
No, it's those little things that make a song different. It's like, it's honestly like, you're trying to paint a picture for people, and because you did the 5, 10, 12, they're able to see the picture better.
Yeah. It's like, dude, this guy he didn't only one up him one time. He keeps doing it every couple years.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I thought that the song, or that the truck just was progressively 2 years or 5 years,
gotcha.
Or that kind of thing. Either way, guy's got money. He can buy a new truck.
Well, the point was supposed to be that like I keep my year truck and he keeps getting the new model over and over again. That's supposed to be,
That's awesome. And again, I've heard that song 8 times, and I that's one thing that I hadn't heard yet on it. It's really cool.
Thank
I
you.
love that song. I hope you keep playing it out and doing stuff with it.
Hopefully someday it'll do something, maybe. But do you have anything to say about, in general, marriage, maybe, about maybe with like a song?
You trying to talk about the funeral? You want me to play the funeral for you?
Yeah, that's not a good way for me to segue because he's married.
Well, I have many songs about marriage, and marriage is a roller coaster. There's the ups and the downs, and the best thing I've ever heard is pick your hard, because life is hard. Marriage is hard, and you know what? Divorce is hard.
Yeah.
And stay married to stay married is hard. To stick it out with a person you don't get along with is hard. But also to go out there and find somebody new is hard.
Yeah.
And I when I got married, I felt like I found my person, and I'm gonna keep sticking it out as long as I can.
Yeah.
And as long as she sticks it out, I'll stick it out, and we'll stay gravy, baby. But every now and then you have a couple of jokers that bring a song to you, and they've never been married, and they never know what it's like to try to stick it out and that kind of stuff.
And it's meant to be fun, folks. We're not getting too serious with this stuff. We're just we're writing songs.
I promise you, me and my baby, we gravy. So I'm gonna take a sip of that non-sponsored Busch Light. I guess I'm gonna play a song about a funeral.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like this song deserves an intro, but it kind of just introduces itself. Black tux, black tie, black Cadillac, family in the front, friends in the back. There's a preacher reading scripture while his mama's crying, watching it play out in disbelief. Feeling bad, I'm glad it ain't me. His best days are behind him, and his worst ones are right beside him. Yeah, he said, I love her till I die. She took that ring, took his life with a nail in the coffin cast. She said goodbye to half his shit, yeah. He's getting screwed, not getting laid. I should object, but all I say is it feels unusual to celebrate a funeral. Does white rice, white wedding cake, wife's pissed off. The white letter should say, just married, not just buried. On the new red Chevrolet, he said, I love her till I die. She took that ring, took his life with a nail in the coffin kit. Say goodbye to half his shit, yeah. He's getting screwed, not getting laid. I should object, but all I say is it feels unusual to celebrate a funeral. Ooh, yeah. My best man's speech was a eulogy, and that old bitch, you weary reeds, yeah.
took his life with a nail in the coffin case. Say goodbye to half his shit. He's getting screwed, not getting laid. Should object, but all I say is it feels unusual. Celebrate a funeral. Ooh, hey. Ooh.
Damn it.
Yeah, something like that.
Man, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing about songwriting is I've played that song 100 times and still don't get it right.
Dude. Oh, man, like I said earlier when we were on break, I love the fact that every time I feel like I'm alone in something, some of my friends who come along who are also mess-ups prove me wrong.
Brother, I've played that song 100 times and
Buddy.
Y'all don't know where I messed up, but I messed up.
Buddy, I get nervous about a song that has the same 4 chords in a row for the entire song because I'm like, wait, do I finger pick that part?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So yeah, man. But no, that's great, and I know everybody listening along right there enjoys that song because I know I do. That's like one of the songs that my friends play out, and it's either Justin or Baker Grissom or somebody who wrote the song who plays that. But that's one of the songs that my friends play, man, and I'm just like, I'm so jealous that I did not write that. So
yeah, it's a good one, man.
That's amazing. No, that's amazing. That's one to hang your hat on for sure. But man, we're gonna wrap this thing up, I think. But first, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us. But second, little closing message. Do you have a message for anybody out there who's kind of wondering, maybe a little insecure like we are at times about maybe not wanting to do something because they're scared that they might mess it up, or they don't think that they can do it because I'm from a very small town, and that's how I felt a lot growing up, and definitely moving here. I still feel like that to this day. What kind of keeps you going in order to? I sound like Michael Scott talking now. What kind of
keeps you going?
Yeah. What keeps you going, man?
Dude, I'm telling you, my family told me not to move to Nashville. Like, you have to, even when nobody else believes in you, you have to believe in yourself.
Okay.
And even when you don't believe in yourself, you have to be stubborn enough to know that you should. And I'm telling you, man, whether you want to, start a band, move to Nashville, start a roofing company, you have to just believe in yourself. Like, it is, because no one else believes in you.
Yeah.
They'll tell you they do, but they do once you have proven that they should.
Once it's convenient, they will.
Once it's convenient. I mean,
yeah.
Nobody calls you till you're hot shit, and when you're not hot shit, nobody calls you no more. I promise you, my phone rang. There was a time where I got 5 calls on Christmas about playing songwriter rounds. And once I let everybody know that I wasn't doing the songwriter round stuff no more, Christmas the next year, 0 calls.
Damn.
And it's just like, there's a difference. People call you when when it's convenient for them.
Yeah.
And you gotta look past all that stuff, all that bullshit, and at the end of the day, look at yourself, because the only person that can change what's going on in your life is the person looking at you.
Yeah.
In the mirror. And you have to believe in yourself more than anybody else does. Because nobody else does. And that's like,
the only thing that's kept me here.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a roller coaster in my lifetime that's happened from 2010 to 2022.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the only thing that's kept me here is because I believed in myself more than I believed in myself going home.
Yeah.
I thought I would be more here than I would be more there. And that's it, man. This town's Disneyland for me. I'm never going home.
Oh yeah.
I'm never going nowhere.
I like that, man. And to wrap things up, I will say that I think what I appreciate most about you is that the things that you've done for me, letting me play all the rounds that you've hosted, there's no real way that I see that it's benefited you. It was more just you being friendly enough and believing in me enough to let me play. It wasn't like a clear cut, like, hey, if you let me play, you're gonna get this out of it. So I think that's true kindness. When you do something for somebody, not expecting a return. So I think you're a very kind person. And then also, just to kind of ruffle some feathers, possibly. I feel like in the world, we are told what we should listen to, what we should view. This could go on forever. And I feel like, it's really, really easy to listen to the music of somebody you're told to listen to. It's really easy to watch the videos of somebody that you're told is very popular. But whenever it comes to your friend trying to do it, it can kind of seem annoying. Like, really, dude, you're starting a video thing. You're trying to be a songwriter.
It's harder to get your friends and family to listen than it is to get strangers.
Yeah, no doubt. And I don't mean that any hate toward anybody who's kind of falls in that category. What I'm saying is that, like, there's a lot of folks like us, no pun intended, that are doing a lot with a little when it comes to resources. And I just hope that people will remember that, like, we're trying to do the thing, even whenever it's not the most popular and sexy thing to do. Yeah. So.
No. At the end of the day, ultimately, it's a merit-based town, and if you're good, you're good, and you get to hang around. And if you're not, they'll ultimately just you'll make your way back.
Yeah.
So you've been here how long? 6 years?
7
years? 6 years?
Mm-hmm.
You made the cut. So
yeah.
You're good, bud.
Well, I'm just glad to know somebody like you who is who's willing to stick around, you know. And I've never ever heard you bitch about the position that you're in. I've only heard you ever talk about what's coming next. And the last thing that I just said, I don't want it to come off like I'm bitching, because I know exactly what I signed up for. But I'm just very glad to be surrounded by people like you who are ready to take on that challenge, because it's tough, man.
Well, I promise you, I've bitched. I've done my fair share.
Well, I know.
I lost a fucking very lucrative deal over $50, and I'm never gonna fucking live it down.
Yeah.
But what you gonna do, man? You just you shoot your shot, you do your best, and you just keep on keeping on. Joe Dirt said it best. Life's a garden. Fucking dig it, brother.
Dig it.
Dig it, man. I'm telling you.
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. This is episode 4, I believe.
I think so.
I think it's episode 4. Thank you so much. This is Justin Addis. He is, again, to recap, he is basically the songwriter host in Nashville who gives all of us beginner, intermediate songwriters hope to keep pushing to the next level. Justin Addis, otherwise known as Jaddis, thank you so much for coming on, man. And
Absolutely.
we'll have to do episode 2. Version 2 with you at some point.
Absolutely, man. I'd love to come back on, and I'm just proud of you for doing this and just having the balls to put your voice out there.
Well, thank you, man.
Absolutely. Y'all tune in to Folks Like Us, and make sure you follow Jaddis Country on the internet out there.
Is it Jaddis Country at every single
everything?
Instagram, TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
website? Is it Jaddis Country?
I don't have a website anymore because I stopped being able to afford 99 cents a month. But
fair.
Nah, man. I just stopped paying for it. But
hell yeah.
Every damn thing else is free.
Jaddis Country.
Follow me and check out some of the stuff I got on the internet. I got When We Were Boys, Country Folks, other covers, stuff on Spotify. I've never really cared or gave a shit if anybody spun my music on Spotify. So you're still gonna see the little alligator, less than 1,000 thing on some of my songs, but it's pretty good, man. Don't let the number.
Don't discount it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Hey, my wife's calling me, so that means it's probably about time to wrap it up.
All right, that's a wrap.